What's going on, everybody? Today we're looking at Oculus VR integration with our Unity projects. This is going to be hopefully a pretty quick one and hopefully pretty simple. As always, like, sub, and share to help me out. First thing you're going to want to do is hop into the asset store and download this right here, import Oculus integration. And that's going to give you a lot of useful tools right off the setup. Let's just pop out of that. And I've got a little thing I've been working on, just messing around, but I was doing it in VR, and I had set up the character controller and all that, and thought that was pretty simple. We might as well do a quick tutorial on that. Alright. So once you import that asset, you're also going to want to pop up to the package manager right here and make sure you at least have Oculus Desktop and OpenVR Desktop. There are a couple other ones you can download that are specific, but you can look through them. That'll get you going. Another thing, if you're building just for the Quest, you need to have your Android set up. So you're going to need your SDK and everything for that. That's a separate matter. I'm focusing as a whole here, and I'm definitely not building this for the Quest. This has way too much going on. Alright, so we got our asset in, we got our package in. Another quick thing over in build settings, this has been setting for me automatically, so it hasn't been a problem, but just make sure it does for you. I'm going to pop down to XR settings and just make sure OpenVR and Oculus are in these, and if they're not, just come over here and hit this plus button and you should have some pop up for you. Alright, let's build a quick character. So we're gonna need, let's see. Oh, also another side note. It seems fairly obvious, but if you are working with an Oculus device, you're going to need the Oculus app as well. So you're going to need that installed as well. And an account on there, I believe. Alright, let me see here. I'm going to pop over to Oculus VR. Head over to prefabs, and we've got our OVR player here. You can just drag and drop that right there in. And it doesn't look like much, but this really does get you set up pretty quick. It's got a built-in character controller. There are a couple little things that I like to switch around here. The radius, I like to toss it down just because so you're not bumping into things. And then snap rotation, I pretty much always turn off. Obviously you can mess around with all these settings and whatnot. Sometimes I adjust some of those. But right off the bat there, we should have a character controller that we can walk around with and utilize. And then to implement hands isn't that much difficult. So we're just going to come over here and expand the OVR player controller in the hierarchy and expand everything, and then we're going to select our right anchor and hold control and select our left anchor. Come over here and hit add component. We're going to need that as well, but pop down into physics and just select sphere collider. Alright, right in here select is trigger, and then under radius we want to make it pretty small, so 0.05. That seems to have worked out the best. Then we also want to add OVR grabbers. Now it's added to both of them. Alright, then we have a couple specific things we need to change here, so real quick, I'm gonna select the left-hand anchor, and then down here in these settings, you want to change grab volume size to 1. And then under element 0, drag your sphere collider right down and drop it there. And then in grip transform right here, select your right hand controller anchor and drop that in there. Then also select parent held object. That'll just help for being able to pick up objects. If you do it without, I'm not even sure why it's an option. I'm sure there's uses for it, but it does not work out well. We'll pop over here and just repeat the same thing. Oh, looks like I mixed up a couple things. There we go. So I actually did part of the left one, then part of the right one. It's easy to get mixed up. Oh, so another thing, drag that over there. You want to make sure your controller is selected appropriately. So this will be L touch, and then the other one will be right touch, R touch. Alright, then we can take our OVR hand prefabs, drop them under or on top of the left hand anchor and right hand anchor. And then just go in and make sure that the hands match, so that this is all, it's auto set to left. That all should be fine. So we'll go over to the right one and just anywhere it says left, change it to right. Okay, one more step. We need to pop back over to Oculus, go into the avatar folder, and then content, prefabs, select local avatar, and drag that and drop it as a child of the tracking space. And I think all the default settings here are pretty good. Alright, one more quick thing. We want to add any object that we have that you want to make it grabbable. You can just select it, make sure it has a rigid body and a collider, and then literally just click component and go to OVR grabbable. Default settings usually work fine there. So, we can give it a shot. Yeah, and if we just hit play, I've put my Quest on, I've connected to it. Here we are in VR. And you're able to pick up objects, and also you can easily, let me turn this off. You can easily tag your sphere colliders so that you're able to use collision detection there to interact with a bunch of things. Like I have these panels, for example, that can, when touched, can interact and turn things off and on. So that's just the basic setup there. You know, you'll be able to hop into VR, move around your environment, and hopefully be able to interact with your environment. And that stuff is so much fun. So, as always, I hope this was helpful. Everybody stay safe. Take it easy.